Hello there, Saber fans. Shamim here. We've got a very special treat for you guys as we'll be looking at one of the rarer saber hilts that are out there in our community. This is Emperor Palpatine's Darth Sidious lightsaber from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. This particular model is from Korbanth's Sid 1.0 run from a year, 2 years, a couple years ago. I don't remember exactly what the time frame was. About a year ago, I was lucky enough to snag one of like 8 remaining sabers that he had in overstock from his first run, and Emperor Palpatine is my favorite character from the Star Wars saga, period. At the very least, from the films, he's my favorite, if not from all of the expanded universe, for a wide variety of reasons, which I won't go into here. But, so, even though this particular lightsaber design may not be aesthetically my favorite, like if you lined 10 hilts up and said, without any association to character, is this one of your favorite 10? It probably would not be in my favorite 10, but because Palpatine is my favorite and his lightsaber design is so distinctive and so unique from all the other lightsaber hilts, there's not a hint of black in here. Most of the lightsabers have a combination of silver and black with maybe a little brass or copper here and there, but his hilt is almost entirely shiny colors. You know, it's very, very different from most of the other sabers that we have out there. So it's a unique hilt. It's a very rare hilt that hasn't been produced at all, or not at all, but very widely distributed. Korbanth did a very limited run a couple years ago, and then there's the solid Master Replicas limited edition prop that is not designed to accept electronics. So if you wanted to put electronics in a Darth Sidious hilt, Korbanth is basically the only option that you have out there. A couple other, little runs here and there, but none of them were as accurate. So anyway, this is a rare hilt, and as a saber collector and a saber reviewer, I thought it would be cool if I was able to acquire one, install electronics inside, do a review for you guys. But it also helps because I have a customer on the waiting list who has been on the waiting list for a while, who has his own Korbanth Sid hilt that he wanted me to powder coat and do electronics in. So doing my own was sort of a trial run to see what to do, what not to do, and to learn the ropes of doing such a cram-fu install, because it's about, 5-6 inches long? Very, very difficult to get everything in there, which I discovered over the last few weeks as I was doing the install. So, yeah, I love Palpatine. I'm so happy that I have his lightsaber in my collection now, and I'm excited to be able to show off the install and talk a little bit about the saber with you guys. First thing I gotta do is, or I should mention, so I acquired the hilt about a year ago, and then this hilt has sort of been in progress on and off for the last year, so it's not like I just sat down over a weekend and did it. The first thing that I did with the Sid hilt is I took it to my chrome plating shop, and I said, can you chrome plate the entire thing? And they said, yeah, sure, we'll do it. So they were working on that for a month or two, and I got a call back from them and said, so apparently this main body section is stainless steel, not aluminum, and they don't have the capability to chrome plate stainless steel. So he was like, well, the best we could do is bring it up to a mirror polish, and then we also mirror polished the rest of the components. So nothing on here has been chrome plated. Are you okay with that? I'm like, yeah, sure, that's fine. And it cuts the cost down for me. And I knew I was going to be powder coating a lot of it, so I thought, that's fine. I can powder coat over the mirror polished aluminum just fine. So it sat polished on my in my desk for quite a while, and I knew that I wanted to do a sort of rosy copper, because there was this particular image that I had seen on Google of this rosy copper powder coated hilt or colored design. And now I gotta give a huge shout out to KR Sabers, Cal Jerome there, and I'm lucky to be one of his friends, and so I messaged him, and after seeing a video that he had done of a powder-coated Sid install, where he had achieved this gorgeous, gorgeous color, and I said, hey mate, what's your secret? Hook a brother up. And he said, this is what I used, and blah, 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 and so I was like, that's amazing, and so I went ahead and used his instructions to apply the same design to my Sidious hilt here. So shout out to KR Sabers, Cal Jerome. There's the link below in the video description to his video of the Korbanth Sid, which inspired me to seek out this powder coating technique. So major props to him. I understand that he did a lot of research and testing to figure out exactly what shade he wanted to go with in his videos. So he saved me a lot of work, and I appreciate him a lot for that. So I applied the powder coating according to his instructions. It turned out really, really nicely. It was insanely difficult to do because, as you can see, there isn't a single straight line on the sections that you need to powder coat. It's all curved, which means all of those curves had to be masked off with tape. And that was time-consuming to do. It was not a fun process. But once you got it all done and you get it out of the oven and you rip the tape off, you're like, God damn, that's nice. You've got a red button and a green button up here. The green one functions as your activation and deactivation switch. There's a blade plug here. This is a Graflex V3 blade plug from KR Sabers again. It gives just a little bit of depth and dimension to the Sidious hilt, which I like a lot. Internally, it's the only things really that you can fit in here are a Nano Biscotti V3 soundboard. It's an 18500 battery, so it's different than the 18650s that we normally use in lightsabers. It's a 20mm bass speaker, so it's smaller than the standard 28mm speakers that we use. It's a 7/8 inch blade holder, so the heatsink and the LED had to be modified for 7/8 inch. And those are seated right around here. So you only got about maybe an inch, 7/8 inch depth for the blade to sit in. There is no retention screw for the LED module. It's pressure fit inside, but there is a retention screw for the blade, and then also up here it's holding the entire emitter section together. You got a little greebly down here. I don't know what it's for, but it's cute. I like greeblies. And then the pommel is vented for sound. The two sound fonts on here are Darth Sidious and Sidious No Mercy. Sidious No Mercy is one of my favorite dark side fonts. And then Darth Sidious has a custom boot from the trailer of Episode 3, is when the Jedi walk into Sidious's council chamber, or Sidious's throne room area, and you're under arrest, Chancellor, and he replies with, "Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?" And you know, I have to say, I read the novelization of Episode 3 before Episode 3 came out. And I read the graphic novel of Episode 3 before Episode 3 came out. And so I was spoiled with everything that happened in Episode 3. But in both of those adaptations of the movie, the line, "Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?" was not present. And I was devastated, because that was my favorite line and my favorite moment from the trailer of Episode 3 when it first came out, the first official trailer. Not the teaser, but the first official trailer. And it gave me chills, because Palpatine is my favorite character, and it's such a, "Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?" The way his head was tilting, his mouth, his eyes, every moment of that bit of acting blew me away. And I had chills in that moment watching it on TV. And to read these official novelizations and graphic novel adaptations and realize that line is not present, this sounds like something stupid to be worried about, but I was so worried going into the film that line wouldn't be present. And so when it was present, that scene was present in the film, I was so happy. So when I first acquired this hilt a year ago, and I thought, when I eventually get around to doing the electronics, the boot sound is going to be,
"Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?"
It's a Luxeon Tri-Rebel Deep Red White. So you've got your deep red blade with a white flash on clash. I have noticed in this particular hilt that the 20mm bass speaker is quieter than you would find in normal size hilts with the 28mm speaker. So that's really my one and only complaint. I like painfully loud sabers. And this saber is not painfully loud, but that's okay. So this, I believe that this sound font is Darth Sidious. And now we'll switch to No Mercy.
There is no mercy.
They both sound very similar, but that's okay. Okay, I'm going to throw a blade in there, because the deep red is gorgeous. This is absolutely not a dueling hilt. That's as much blade plug depth as you get. It's not a lot. And this hilt is sort of bolted together. There's no threading going on. The emitter section is bolted on. This pommel is bolted on, and then the main body is stainless steel. So it's also just, look at, it's a tiny hilt. So when he's got two hands going on it, it's really like a hand and an eighth. It's not even like a hand and a half. It's like a hand and an eighth. But it's such a pretty design. Oh, I love it. Press and hold to switch.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
I love it so good. So I'm just ecstatic to have a Sidious hilt in my collection. Korbanth, as I understand it, possibly, hopefully, will be doing a 2.0 run of the Sid design in early 2017. The link for the interest thread for the Sid 2.0 hilt, which will be like this, but better in every way, is posted below. So if you are interested in getting one of these, but better, go tell Korbanth that you are interested, because the more interest he gets, the more hilts he will make, which means cheaper costs for us and more availability for us. So it's not only like 50 hilts, he can make 100 hilts. That would be great. Along with the Sid 2.0, he's also doing a Count Dooku 2.0. Like this one, was made out of stainless steel and was notoriously difficult to install. So if you're interested in either a Count Dooku 2.0, which is called the Duke 2.0, or a Darth Sidious 2.0, which is called the Sid 2.0, the link for both of those is below. So if you're interested in one, the other, or both, comment on the thread below at FX Sabers and let Korbanth know, let Randy Johnson know, so that we can get a very good run going. Because I want a 2.0, because this was hellishly difficult to put together, but it's so beautiful, and I absolutely want a 2.0 so that I can have two, just like Palpatine does in his battle against Darth Maul and Savage Opress, which was probably the best lightsaber duel put on screen, period. It's so good. Alright, so I'm just flipping this guy around. Look at how pretty it is. It's a lovely shade of deep red. Again, on camera it appears just slightly pinkish magenta, but in person, very blood deep red, a lovely shade. This is a 7/8 inch blade from the Custom Saber Shop. So, just a display saber. If you plan on cosplaying as Darth Sidious, this would be good. So it would work as a cosplay piece, but no dueling whatsoever. Maybe for the 2.0 run, we can get a dueling-worthy saber going. That would be great. So again, interested? Post below. Let him know. I love Emperor Palpatine. He's the best. All right, I've rambled on for long enough. Thank you all so much for watching. Denson, your commission is coming up now on this guy, so I know what to do and what not to do, so I won't make those same mistakes on your saber. I've made them on my own. Yeah, so thank you all so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.